What's all this?
Editor's notes.
Do you have them in English?
That's the look of concentration I wanted to see. I knew you'd get into this. What's on your mind?
Nothing you want to hear.
Try me.
That these glasses are giving me a headache.
I promise you contacts are worse, but you do what you gotta do to maintain appearances. Now, how about we get back on track?
Almost everything here is covered in corrections and fixes. Actually, I think you've written more than I did in the first place. I appreciate the effort you're putting in, but man, it's hard to stay optimistic about this. What chance do you think I have here, honestly?
Are you going to do a second draft with all the notes?
Well, sure. I won't be starting from scratch, so this should be doable by next week's meeting.
Then you'll be fine. Keeping a notebook handy means I can quickly jot down my thoughts when inspiration strikes. You should try it. I think it'd really help you.
Don't know how much use I'd get out of a notebook filled with nothing but bad ideas.
Bad ideas are fine. Most of my notebook is junk I never end up using. But the few diamonds in the rough, sometimes even just a few words, can be enough to build on. Maybe it'll help you get into a creative mindset, too.
So, what are you trying to say with all this?
Think of it like art. Instead of trying to make a gallery-worthy portrait off the bat, you're sketching out rough ideas to try different concepts from different angles. You don't even have to show anyone. Just try describing an interesting person. Plot out a fun scene in a movie, or emulate an interesting passage you saw in a book. I think that's where you're getting tripped up, trying to write full stories right from the start without being comfortable with the act of writing itself. Without a solid foundation, the whole building falls apart.
And how long am I gonna be doing these sketches?
As long as you're writing, of course. It's a critical part of the process, no matter how experienced you are.
Hey, Millie?
Yes?
I know I'm at least partially to blame, and I really appreciate it, but how do you find so much energy to devote to this? Writing in general, I mean.
Why write, huh? I suppose that I could say something corny, like creativity brings out the best in people, or something. Spin some tale about the power of the great author's writings, opening one's mind and taking us on wild adventures.
I'm waiting for the bite.
I'm getting there. My earliest memories are of my mother reading to me. We read a lot together, even as I grew up. Maybe it's a little selfish, but I wanted to hold on to that feeling. Maybe even share that sense of companionship with others, making our own personal connections through reading and writing together. That's what this club is supposed to be, a place for individuals to get together and offer each other glimpses into themselves, to maybe find a speck of common interest to nurture and grow. Or, well, that's what I thought. I guess it didn't quite work out that way.
Well, no reason why it still can't be.
No, of course. Thanks for the reminder.
For what it's worth, I'm glad you managed to find a hobby that means so much to you.
We all have our vices. Where are you off to?
Much as I'd love to stay and talk more, I also like being able to pay rent, so I'm off to the diner for the evening shift. See you tomorrow, Millie. Oh, and sorry about the grumbling. I just haven't found my footing yet. I'll have a proper look over your notes when I get home and start working on a second draft.
It's no problem. Make sure you buy a notebook sometime. A proper one. Spoil yourself. I'm sure it'll help.
Death. Death comes for me.
Oh, don't be so dramatic. Thanks for your work, dear. It was a rough day, but you got through.
I'm going to sleep forever when I get home.
I don't know about forever, but you've earned yourself a good rest. Are you okay, Ollie?
I'm fine. Just tired.
How is school going? You said that you joined a new club, right?
Yeah, the writing club. It's a bit weird, but at least it'll help me get the credits I need.
A bit weird?
They show up whenever they feel like it and barely even pretend to work while they're around. The supervising professor doesn't bother attending at all while the leader is... well, she tries her hardest. I wish I had an ounce of the passion she has, whether for writing or anything else. It'd make this a lot easier.
Sounds like she's an admirable person.
She is. That's what bugs me.
Oh, you think she's being taken advantage of?
Yeah. Everyone shows up, but doesn't bother putting in any effort. She must know that, but she just smiles through it.
I'm sure she'd be happy to see you care so much.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Either way, it sounds to me like the club being all on the same page would help the both of you out quite a bit.
Do you think I should be doing something about it?
That's for you to figure out. You know best. All I'm saying is that sometimes doing things we're not used to is a good thing. Life would be awfully boring if we all stayed the same our whole lives, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I almost forgot. If you need any time off work for club things, just tell me. I'm sure you can pull some strings.